Hi everyone and happy Halloween. Here in this video you are going to see me pulling apart a pallet that I found off the side of the road just driving around and thinking I need to reconstruct the gate that I already have and make a better gate. What can I do? How do I do this? So I saw a pallet on the side of the road while I was driving home, and I thought, hey, that's a good idea. It's already cut. All I have to do is take the nails out, and that's what I'm doing right now. And I tell ya, it was a workout. I had to buy one of those crowbar things. I had to buy a crowbar. I was using a hammer and a screwdriver, as you can see here. And what my technique was to pull the board out a bit and then nail it back in, like just the board, and the nails would rise, and then from there I could take the nails out without breaking the board, and that worked a bit, but it took a long time. I didn't know whether I should put this pallet on the ground, if I should put it up against something. So the technique I'm using here is just, okay, I'm gonna put this screwdriver, tap it in, see if I can get some leverage there to just bring the piece of wood up a little bit so that, yeah, it's not working, so that I can loosen the nail and then push the board down so that the head of the nail would be visible, and I could just take it out with the hammer, with the fork of the hammer. That worked for a couple of them, but these pallets, I don't know what they're made of, like what kind of wood they're made of. But it's obviously got to be a durable, sturdy board, obviously, because they're using them for pallets, you know, to carry things with. On. So I'm finally realizing that, okay, I can get this off, but I'm starting to break the head of the nails. Now the nails are very old, apparently, because this pallet was pretty old, so they were rusted and everything. So I'm all about recycling and reusing wood, stuff like that. So not only did it take me a lot of time, but it took a certain technique to do this. And I learned on my way. I learned that my back will pay for this. And it did. I actually found out that I have diverticuli. Okay, so I'm gonna take a break here. I'm being safe. I'm going to use this fire, whatever that's called. What is that called? Oh my gosh, I don't use it enough. Anyway, I didn't need to use it after all because it was just there for safety. And I haven't had a barbecue fire in a long time. So that's what I did. Okay, back to work. So as you can see, I've got most of it off, most of the boards off. And there's my crowbar. And it worked out so much better. some like the corners of some of these pieces of wood where I tried to pull the nails out, they would crack and break, and this was a happy accident because I could actually take that sliver of wood and use it to my advantage by wedging it under when I was getting the screwdriver in between the board and the nail. And see, as you can see there, I took advantage of it, and I used that for some of my extractions. And with the crowbar, I used it for the rest of the job, which actually worked out well because these nails were in there good. They were in there and they were tight. Okay, so FYI, if you wait when it's colder, wood like steel, when it gets wet, it swells, right? Wood swells, and then when it gets cold, it contracts. It's a lot like steel. That I think it is, anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. Anything cold, you know, even your body, like, I mean, if there's too much water, you get bloated, right? If you're too cold, then you shiver that off. If you're too hot, then you feel like puffy. I know I do. So anyway, I'm getting closer to my goal. And little did I figure out that what I was going to use these boards for was the gate, but it was a certain type of gate. So after I got all these boards out and I realized, okay, this is going to be a nice gate, so I'm going to use that for Christmas. But the gate that I have now, it's so flimsy and so out of shape, and I thought, hey, this could be my Halloween gate. So that's what I did. I took all of the wood off of this pallet and I've set it aside. I bought 3 other pieces of really, really long wide wood, and I used that as my frame for the gate. And you'll see that coming up. But for now, taking this pallet apart was a workout. And I didn't cut it. I didn't use, the only thing I used was that crowbar, the screwdriver, and a lot of elbow grease. And there is a technique to it. Don't think there isn't, because there is. So this is where I'm using that sliver of wood, that I want to call it shard of wood, but you can't. Glass is shard. So it's a sliver. If I'm wrong, comment. Educate me, please. So as you can see, this is kind of working out. I'm like, hey, this is cool, and I almost killed myself, like going back there on, like, with my balance and everything. It was funny. I almost landed on my tushy. That wouldn't have been good. Okay, so I'm showing you here what the old gate looked like. Hi guys. Okay, so it's raining out today. And as much as I like to play in the rain, I might have to bring this gate inside and finish it. I'm going to be screwing stuff in. I got a crap load of screws that I believe will fit in length and in width. I think I'm going to drill holes in. You'll see what I mean. I'll show you. And I'm just going to use 2 screws per piece of wood, I guess I want to call it. So one at the top and one at the bottom. And even though it might be a crickety looking gate, it's a Halloween gate. And that's the look I'm going for. Later on, when Halloween's over, which is in 2 weeks anyway, I can change it up and make it a more, well, it's going to be a festive gate, right? So it's festive for Halloween, and then change it up for Christmas. So more boards for Christmas, because we want a different look. Not going to paint this gate. It's just going to look the way it looks. I'm not going to put like any dark paint or anything or make it look burnt. It's been weathered. It's been weathered for almost 3 years, so it looks kind of spooky. I might put spider webs on it. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so let's get going. Yay! Okay. Okay, so I'm showing you here how I'm taking the old gate apart. Now that's nylon fixing. That's nylon, it's not cloth, it's nylon ribbon or whatever that's called. Nylon is a certain type of cloth, I guess, I don't know. But I realized that the way that this looked was very kind of spooky and edgy, and that's the look that I wanted. Sorry about the crackling of my voice. I think it's 1 o'clock in the morning while I'm doing this. Okay, so I'm realizing, okay, I wanted to actually just do this as easy as possible, like as without so much effort. And it turned out to be the biggest job that I've ever actually had. So I had to extract the staples from this nylon securely, and I had to really be careful because they were rusty. And if you poke yourself with any rusty nail or anything, go and get a tetanus shot, because yeah, you never know. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm extracting all of the old, rusty, worn out staples, because this was from a staple gun that I did this. And for 3 years I've had this gate up protecting the porch so that no animals could come or nobody could just vandalize the porch. Because there is a well-known thing called porch pirates out there, and I never knew that this was a thing. And I'm realizing, holy crap, people just come up on your porch and they take whatever they want if they want it. So that's right. So it's all apart now.
Just so you know.
There you go. I did my magic there.
It used to be the bottom of a bunk bed. The brick sells these really expensive bunk beds, and it wasn't worth it. And the bottom of it I used for sort of like a gate in the beginning because I needed it. So now what I have to do is I had to take all of the cloth strips, because they use cloth, I guess it's better, obviously. And through the years I restapled whenever they would fall. I'd restaple, so I had to take all of the staples out and get rid of that cloth strip that was holding them together. And a lot of them fell apart, but that's okay because we have a glue gun and it's just for Halloween. It's not going to be a fully functioning gate. Well, no, actually it will be a fully functioning gate. It's just going to be decrepit, which is what we're looking for. So with things that aren't made out of wood and are made out of pressurized wood, if you get it wet, it falls apart. And through the years, it has fallen apart. So that's okay. We wanted it weathered anyway. So we're going to glue gun, we're going to glue, we're going to staple, we're going to do whatever we can to put this back together again as a gate, as a functioning gate for Halloween only. Because it wouldn't be, no, it wouldn't be a good gate to keep around. Yeah, no, it wouldn't be. So this will be its finale, and yeah, gonna use it for Halloween. So I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm curious. So I gotta take apart one more strip. Like there's, oh, did I ever staple it? Lots of bugs in there. You know those little tiny centipedes? I think they eat wood. So yeah, I had it laying out in the back for a couple of days, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have just brought it in. But that's okay. We pick the bugs up, we take them outside. There you go. Catch and release. Okay.
So I've almost got all of these boards off of this nylon. I don't even know what it's called. I just know it's made of nylon and it's there to secure these boards. It took me a while. So this gate was in the making for a couple of months because I've had other things. I want to say other projects, but yeah, it's true. Other projects. Been making shifts, winter shifts. I'm wearing one now. It's actually very cozy. Okay, so I did have to bring this in. It's been a rainy fall. And after stepping on one staple and almost piercing my feet, I started wearing shoes after that. Okay, so here you can see the boards that I have chosen. I got those somewhere. Again, I'm not being paid to mention them. Well, that's the name of the game. And there's my wands. Oh, my chairs were falling apart. So look at how spooky this is. Isn't this spooky? Spooky looking. I love that. Spooky looking stuff. I love that. Don't you love that? The spookier the better. Just the weirder the better. I'm all about weird. It's one of my movie titles. Good with Weird. Okay, now there is... I'm not going to be decorating this Halloween because it already looks, the porch already looks so spooky. Okay, back to this. I've decided that I am going to screw these in instead of nailing them in because, yes, I'm going to change this gate up for Christmas. I want to be flexible with this gate, and that is my plan. So, slowly but surely, I had to look at this with the artistic eye that I have, figure out how many screws that I have, figure out how long they are, if they're going to go through the board and pierce the other side. I had to figure all of this out. So, that's what I did, and I couldn't just screw them in. I had to pre-screw them. Like I had to screw holes in each board. And the boards were very, very fragile because they're compressed wood. And as you know, if you do know, if you don't, with compressed wood, if it gets wet, it starts to expand. if it's not shellacked or what have you, if it's not protected from the elements. So that was even better though, because it was so torn and the wood looked so aged that this was the look I was going for. I just had to be careful to make sure that I secured these boards well. And I didn't pierce through, like all the way through the other board. So this was my technique. And measuring. Trying to measure how far apart I want these boards, how big I want the skate, how long I want the skate. All of it was just through my eye. I didn't measure anything. Actually, that's a lie. I measured one thing, and that was the distance between the two boards that I have that are the foundation for the skate. And I did go online. I did go on YouTube, and thank you to all of the guys and the gals who have made pallet fences, pallet gates. That helped. So thank you for that. That helps so much. Okay, so I had to get up and take a look. I couldn't just stay sitting down and just screw each board in. There's no way. You want to make sure that it's straight. And even if it's not straight, that's okay. Because it is a Halloween gate. And voila, there you go. Now
Hi, guys.
For the hinges.
So, I have
the wrong hinges
on
here.
So do me a favor, when you buy hinges, make sure that you know what you're looking for. Like, I mean, in your mind, if you think, okay, I want like this vintage looking hinges, you will have to take some time and go to some antique stores to find them, which is great, because that gives a small business a chance, right? But with these, I got these. I'm not gonna say where I got these because I'm not being paid to say where I got these. And that's kind of what it's all about, isn't it? Okay, so anyway, I got these, and just FYI, wear your gloves when you're trying to open these if you don't have like scissors or something. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm using my gloves. But as I go along, they package them so that you can file a lawsuit against them if you do get hurt. So wear your gloves. You know, safety first, and your glasses, because you never know. You never know which direction these things are gonna take. Is it gonna take an eye out or what? But they're really hard. Like the plastic, they don't have to do it this securely. It's dangerous, and the plastic's really sharp. Like, I mean, yeah, okay. So anyway, I'm gonna get this other one open, secure it, and try and put it up, and you'll see the reveal. Okay.
Okay, so I put the hinges on. I need longer hinges. Like, I've put the gate up. I am almost at the finish. Almost there. Almost. Now, at the end of this, I realized that the gate was dragging too much, so I had to take a bit off of the bottom for an easier opening and closing. And I didn't put the middle board, like, you know, the old-fashioned gates where they have that Z. Or any gate, really.
Apparently you gotta pre-drill.
But it's kind of wobbly because it's so long. Now, it's not going to stay like that forever because this is just a Halloween gate. This is just a prop. This is a look. This is what I wanted for Halloween. I put all of my energy into this gate.
Okay, now to make these into wands.
I don't know if I'm going to put spider webs on it or what have you. I doubt I probably will.
Okay, so this ice, I boiled this water.
Because I have that.
The fog maker.
Okay, see there? I'm going to make those into
wands. It has to be
wands.
clean water, like it has to be boiled water apparently.
Okay, now for the fog. Sorry about it being so blurry. Okay, with these fog machines, you want to wait. Like, I mean, for them to heat up, for this to actually work. And there you go. It's pretty cool, right? I gotta put a pumpkin. I'm gonna, like, decorate in the back there behind the gate. So, make it look a little creepier. But look at that porch. Like, I mean, it's an old porch, but still, it adds to the atmosphere greatly. Okay, well, there's some bloopers coming up. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a safe and happy Halloween. And thank you from Davira'S Dark Side.
Such a spooky, scary show on All Hallows Eve. Monsters marching up and down the street. This is the night of tricks and treats. So much candy we will eat on All Hallows Eve.
This way. Happy Halloween!
Hi, how's it going?
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
I totally finished it. Like, totally, eh?
Yeah, baby.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so all in all, I am happy with the gate. I wish that it wasn't so windy so that the fog machine wouldn't be useless. They don't make fog machines that are useful when it comes to the wind. I'm pretty sure that every producer, director, whatever you want to call them, movie maker, videographer, cinematographer, I could just go on for days. I'm sure that it's frustrating for them to want the fog to go a certain place, and when they don't get that shot, it's like, oh geez, another friggin' $1,000 just to pay everybody, just stick around so that we can do it right. Anyway, I think my asthma's okay. So just fair warning, anybody who has that fog machine, if you do have asthma, just be careful of that. Like maybe wear a mask or something. Make sure you're in a well ventilated area outside. I'm happy with the gate. The only part I'm not happy with is where the clasp goes in and out. I've never done this before. I've never put a clasp on a gate before. A latch, clasp. Clasp is for clothing. A latch is for a gate. Okay. I've never done that before, and if you know me, if you grew up with me, if you know me from school or what have you, I do things differently. I put it on backwards. I have never done this before. I realized what I did, so I put it on properly, and it works. Of course it works, right? But the hinges, if the gate were smaller, those were the hinges, those would be the hinges that I would need. Just for now, I'm just gonna go with that until I can find longer hinges, you know? Because this is a long gate. Long gate, we need longer hinges, not shorter hinges, yeah. Because the amount of time that you're coming and going from your home, opening that gate, it's gonna wear and tear. And I didn't glue anything because I knew that this was going to be just a Halloween gate. I'm gonna change it up. Okay, so thanks so much for joining me. Now, as for these, I'm gonna try and turn these into wands. I got these from the back of my antique chairs. They just started falling off. I keep them outside just for props, and that good old rain disintegrated the glue. So I picked them up and I'm like, hey, it's a good idea, it's one. Well, this is the big wand. Like that, or hold it like this, like that. It's so crooked. It's so crooked. I'm so crooked. Yes, I am. This does not need to be up. Okay. I'm not. Yeah, I know. I'm not getting dressed up for this part. I'm sorry. I just, it's hot. It's a nice day today. That wind, I tell you, it's a spooky wind. It's spooky weather. It's going to freeze for the 31st. How much do you want to bet? Oh, excuse me. do that wrong? Oh, okay. Oh, crap. Well, that's crappy. Am I supposed to put this over here and then put that over there? That's what I'm supposed to do. That keeps sticking like that.